Greetings, my name is Tim Johnson. This is Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage. Today's video is quite a short one really. It's about willpower and self-discipline. Because I don't believe, I tried for many years to get sober and do many other things like lose weight and stop smoking and all these things with willpower. And how many times you hear the phrases, oh, he's done it by sheer willpower, or she's done it by sheer willpower, or done it by willpower alone. And I use that mentality within my with all the times I tried to get sober as well. A lot of the time, and it's not enough, in my opinion. Willpower is not enough. So when I got sober this time, I did a lot of sort of research into the difference between willpower and self-discipline, because I've heard a lot about self-discipline as well. And it's probably something I've had in other aspects of my life, but I'd never really used the principles before to get sober, if you like, and stay sober. So I just want to point out the few differences between the two things, really, the integral differences. So willpower is the ability to keep your mind. It's not actually an action. It's a conscious behavior all the time. And that's why it can be a real struggle to maintain your sobriety by willpower, or do anything by sort of willpower alone without using other tools as well. I'm not saying that willpower is not an important and a good tool to have in your armory, because it can be, willpower can be the thing that gets you started. But if you're going to get fit, for instance, you may use willpower to get you, and you've got to go for a run before work, and you've got to get up at 5 a.m. on a dark, cold, frosty morning. Then willpower might get you out of bed that first morning, but it's going to be self-discipline that gets you out of bed every other morning after that. And this is the distinction I want to make between the two things, because willpower is not about action. And I believe that many people, me included, many times relapse or go back to old habits because of just trying to use willpower and struggling to maintain their sobriety or achieve their goals with willpower alone. It can't be done. It's a real struggle, and if you can do it, then it's not a pleasant, it's a battle. It's an inner battle going on in your head all the time, and that's why many people slip back. It's like the difference if you're trying to lose weight and you've got you're at a function, for instance, and there's loads of cream cakes, beautiful things that aren't going to be very good for you, but are laid out in front of you, and your willpower, you've got to avoid them to lose weight. You're using willpower alone. Well, if you're using willpower alone, you probably say to yourself in your head eventually, because you've got this inner turmoil going on, well, maybe just one won't do me any harm. And this is what happens in sobriety sometimes, with people trying to moderate or just saying maybe one won't do me any harm, and there's this inner turmoil, this inner battle, and that little thought grows in your brain, then grows and grows. Well, I can start tomorrow the diet. I can have one tomorrow. I can stop smoking tomorrow. I can go back to me non-drinking tomorrow. I can do this tomorrow, and it doesn't work like that, because obviously you know what's going to happen. It's just disastrous. If you've got self-discipline, you'll avoid the table altogether with the cakes. You won't go near it, because you understand the consequences of that action. You understand the consequences of the behavior in the relationship to the outcome, and that will affect every moment of every day, of every hour, every week, and perhaps the rest of your life after that. And that's consequences. So self-discipline is, in my opinion, the action of consistently doing something that will benefit you, but may be uncomfortable or painful to do or hard to do. And that's what I've taught myself, really, about self-discipline. It's you may not want to do it, and your brain, don't forget, is programmed to help you avoid being uncomfortable and anything that's painful or hard to do or difficult to do or whatever. It's programmed to avoid those things. Self-discipline is overcoming that, and till it becomes thoughtless behavior, if you like. It's called energetic determination, I would call it. I'll give you an example of how I've taught myself self-discipline. My morning routine now is it becomes almost a mindless routine, and I've built it into my life. So you start with a detailed map in your head. It's like what you need to stay sober, but sort of teaching yourself self-discipline first. So cold showers, for instance. I know that the cold showers, when your brain's telling you that they're going to be uncomfortable, but there's massive research now been done that says it benefits you in every single way. Your immune system, it actually encourages self-discipline as well. Your circulatory system, your brain, all your functions in your body are improved by it. It starts your day more positively. It changes your mood upwards. Does so many good things for you, but it's not comfortable to do initially. So self-discipline taught me that if I consistently do this every day, it's going to be good for me. I'm taking action. If I was doing it by willpower, I'd probably last 1 or 2 days, and that would be the end of it. Because, but self-discipline is telling me that if I continue to do this, and it becomes thoughtless behaviour, now it's a habit that I don't even think about. And this is with everything in sobriety. You set yourself goals all the way, and I've done this with my morning routine, a healthy morning routine. I've done it with, as I get up and I fall to my knees and pray to the universe. It becomes a daily routine. I make my bed properly. I'm having my hot lemon and water. I'm meditating, and to do all this, I'm getting up 2 hours earlier because I can fit it into my day. All these things are about self-discipline, taking action, and not relying on willpower until they become a daily routine. And you bring in this into your sobriety all the time. You're not relying on and also my self-discipline is keeping me away from places that may be triggers, or situations that may be triggers, because I know I have to avoid them until I'm strong enough to avoid them, which I am now. But self-discipline has kept me away from those behaviours and those triggers. So the power of self-discipline, in my opinion, dwarfs that of willpower. You've got to stop wishing and start doing. It's about action. Self-discipline is about action. Willpower is about it's about mind control and non-action, and it doesn't work. Together they work as a powerful thing. I'm not saying that willpower has its massive uses, of course, because a strong will has got people through many situations and many battles, but without self-discipline and consistency and commitment and all these things, it's useless, because you will always crumble. You'll always go back to the habits that you had before because they're comfortable and safe. And you want to avoid that pain. Your brain wants you to avoid that pain. And I always use the 5-second rule as well, the Mel Robbins 5-second rule, because with self-discipline, all things are possible. You can achieve anything. So the 5-second rule I always use. Your brain will always talk you out of doing something uncomfortable after 5 seconds. So always act on it. Always go in your gut and act on it within 5 seconds. So when your alarm goes off in the morning, if you're lying there for 5 seconds on snooze, the chances are you'll stay in your warm, cool bed, and then your routine is out the window. This is not just about morning routine. I'm only using that as an example, just like I was using the cream cakes as an example. Do it within 5 seconds, move within 5 seconds, action, and you'll find that these things will become unconscious habits in your life, which will only take you forward into more positivity and strengthen your sobriety. So just keep practicing and keep doing. It's not, just do your best, because it's not an exact art. At the end of the day, we can only do our best. And this doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience. It takes commitment. Persistence is another good word. Persistence and determination. And then all of a sudden you'll think, bloody hell, I'm doing that. I'm jumping. I'm not even thinking about going in the cold shower now, because I know it's what I need to do. It's what I have to do to be healthy, to be strong. It's part of my daily routine now. It becomes part of you, built into you, just like your sobriety does. It's a way of life. It's the only way of life for you. There's no other way of life for you, because it's the only one that is going to bring you the gifts it's going to bring you, which is marvellous and are amazing and many and plentiful. So thanks for that. Carpe Diem, seize the day and enjoy the day. And much love to you all. And I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.